if you are experiencing hobby hate, maybe what you are doing right now is not your hobby. Let's talk about it. So, let me define this for a second, because right now we're seeing a lot of it, all right? Like a ridiculous amount of it. Right now, we are watching a time when they're dropping things like the Marvel Legends Maximum Collection. Right now, we're looking at a time when figures are going way, way up in value. Right now, we're looking at a time where video games are about to cross another price threshold and put us right back where we were when I was a kid, $90 video games. Right now, we are experiencing a time when it feels like, for a lot of people, the only thing you're finding when you go onto YouTube is channels that hate their own hobby. Are we not encountering this? Because I see it everywhere. I see action figure channels that have 3-hour podcasts about how action figure collecting is dying. I see, on average, short after short after short, that is just people complaining about prices, Hasbro, figures coming out, how this thing doesn't work, how that thing doesn't work, how they won't be getting this, how Hasbro gonna Hasbro, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying defend every decision they ever make. Don't misunderstand where I'm going with this. But this is also in the video game space. How often do you see complaining videos? In fact, it's so abhorrently common that one of my favorite channels, Happy Console Gamer, literally made his channel because the kind of content he was looking for didn't exist. Everybody out there was just interested in complaining about video games they had played, video games that are coming out. How often do we see nothing but the negative news covered on every gaming channel, on every action figure channel? In fact, we're seeing it in even a lot of D&D channels right now, constantly talking about how Dungeons and Dragons is dead, how this is ruining it, how decisions that are being made, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not that I don't understand that the news can get to you. It's not that I don't understand that bad things happen, and when they happen inside of your hobby, it really catches your attention. But I was thinking about this. Hobby hate is a strange thing to me. You see, not that I don't have a complaint about certain things. You've seen me review figures that I go, oh, this is not good. You've seen me talk about negative business practices and things like that. You've seen me talk about how I would have done a thing different, or that this doesn't make sense, or why does this not exist, and so on and so forth. You've heard me talk about video games and things like that I don't like, but I never, ever make that my identity. You know, something that blows my mind about this is when you do a video and you talk about liking something. Obligatory Power Girl appearance. I love this figure. I'm not kidding when I tell you this might be my favorite McFarlane figure ever released in his entire 5-year line. That's a good figure. It doesn't bother me that she's big. It doesn't bother me that she doesn't photo well with every single character on your shelf. It doesn't bug me in the least. Not even that much. I like dumb-faced Skeletor. The first Skeletor that was released in the Origins wave, the one with the ridiculous face, that's my favorite Skeletor of the Origins line still. He's fun. He may be dumb, but he's fun, and as far as I'm concerned, that's his purpose, is to be fun, is to be a toy. I've realized over the years, as I have had moments where I've fallen into hating my own hobby, I don't have time for that. And I'm being serious about this. If you are going through a placement right now where the hobby that you're into, comic books, if you find yourself complaining about them all the time, maybe you've lost what it was that made it your hobby. If you find yourself complaining about toys all the time, maybe toys, right now, you've lost what made it your hobby. If you're looking at gaming and you have nothing good to say about it, maybe you've lost what made gaming your hobby. Think about this. Really think about this. Hobby hate is a weird thing to me, and I think we all owe it to ourselves to get over it. I'm serious about that. We need to enjoy the hobbies we have. Take me, for instance. I'm going to tell you something. When I open a figure, and I go into the nostalgia of it, and I get to talk about Fandom, and I get to be on the channel, and I get to talk to people in the comments and things like that, that is a small moment outside of all the other crap in my life that is special to me. A lot of our hobbies are escapes. And for some of us, we need it badly. I've been forced since June. That's not a joke. I have worked 6 days a week since June. Sometimes I stay over. I'm there almost every single Saturday. I work 6 days a week, almost guaranteed. I commute because I'm a one-car family. And my daughter doesn't live with me right now. So oftentimes I have to drive out to get my kid. And she doesn't live close. Just to let you know, that is 2 hours off of my day just to go get her. That's 2 hours off of my day to take her back home. When I go to work, I drop off my wife, then go to work, then spend my entire day at work, then get off of work, then come home, then get not come home. Sometimes that's true though. Sometimes my wife gets off like an hour after me or whatever. So there are days when I get off work and I pick up my wife and we come home, we take care of the dogs. There's other days when I have to get off work, come home, take care of the dogs, go back, pick her up, and then come all the way home again. One of my dogs is diabetic and blind. He needs certain levels of assistance, and he has to have a shot every 12 hours, and we have to make our own dog food. That's a lot of time out of my day. So with work, my kid, my wife, my travel time, I'm not trying to say that my kid and my wife accumulate not fun. I'm simply saying there's a lot of work that goes into maintaining relationships and doing what you're supposed to do and taking care of your kid and so on and so forth. And we do like to play a lot of games and everything together. That's like a big thing with me right now, is I'm going back through a whole lot of video games that either A, I never got to finish, or I just really want to play again, and she never got to play at all, and she has an interest in these things, so that's been absolutely fantastic. But what I'm saying is that I also have this YouTube, so there's a lot of work and a lot of movement in my life all the time. All the time. There are days that I leave for work at 6 a.m., and I get home around 8 o'clock at night. And I can't go to sleep because there's things I have to do, and then I got to go to sleep and repeat the process. My life, and I'm not saying just me, I'm putting this out there for other people. Our lives are work and responsibility, especially in the adult categories, all the time. And let's be honest about it. Most of the time, we go to work and we're irritated. We're doing somebody else's job or fixing a thing that shouldn't even be our responsibility, or dealing with some new thing that's being handed down that doesn't make sense, that like literally ruins something that we're going to do or something like that. Or you're working for some business that just decides that you're not going to work over there anymore. You're going to work over here now. And it like changes the literal city that you work in. Like, that's not even exaggeration. That's a real thing, because my wife works in the medical field, and sometimes she's in this literal city, and sometimes she's in this literal city, and they're divided by about 45 minutes of travel minimum. Like, and I'm a one-car family. So, like, I gotta take her there and drop her off and do this, and, like, that's a lot on you. And if you know what any of this is like, you too have experienced where your life feels like work all the time. And every time you think you've gotten it taken care of, something happens. A hole in the roof. Something destroyed your garbage cans, and that's another $30, $40 out of your wallet that you just don't have. Something happens with a window. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Maybe ants, because it's just that time of year and you got to go buy the stuff and go around your house and spray everywhere and do all the stuff, and that's more work, and you got to lawn mow and you got to weed eat and you got to do this, you got to do that. No. After a while, we realize how much our hobbies can mean. And sometimes I have this feeling that we get overwhelmed with our lives the way that they are. Relationship problems and so on and so forth, and they bleed into us, and we need an outlet. And I think we accidentally, I see a lot of people that I think accidentally bring that to their hobbies and then hate their hobbies. This is your escape. When you play video games, you do that for a second. If you find yourself in a place where you are mad about the new Switch, it's very possible. I'm not saying you're wrong to be mad. You don't have the money. Prices are going up. You're not going to get it. You're going to miss out. Miss out. I'm serious. Miss out. Go back to what gaming was for you. Buy a game you never got to play. Go to a used game store. Buy something off eBay or something like that. Something that's not going to cost an arm and a leg. And play a game. Take a chance. Roll the dice and do a random. Remember what it was like to just play a game that you didn't know? I'm not saying all games are golden. But I'm saying you might discover something you never thought about. Look up a list of the 10 great retro RPGs that are easily accessible. Go get one. That's 60 hours right there. Even if it's a Super Nintendo game, it could be anywhere from 20 to 40 to 60 hours of entertainment that you can forget your problems and you can play that game. Try a platformer you never did. Try a competitor to the kart racing, forgotten gems that are accessible. Make that a point, accessible. Play a game series you always wanted to try. And now there's a collection for it. Suikoden. What about that? That's out right now and it's very affordable. And there's 2 games. And the 2 games is going to pivot into a 3rd game and a new series. Like a literal anime series. There's something exciting. And it won't cost that much. And it's already available on the Switch you already have, or the PlayStation you already have, or the Xbox you already have, or so on and so forth. Just do gaming. And don't worry about what new is coming out and what you might miss out on. Because whether you miss out on it now or have it day one, you're still going to have the same experience. In the long run, I realize that maybe if you're one of those people that like your friends are running out to get it and that may count you out, make it your business that if they're getting it, play the Mario Kart with them at their house. Invite them over. The Switch is very portable. Play some fighting games or something like that. Dive back into gaming for the purpose of what it is. If you find yourself in a place with toys, and right now you're very mad about things like, oh, why is the Maximum Hulk gotta not be everything that I wanted it to be? Skip it. And don't pay it a second thought. Skip it. But don't think about like you're missing out on something. If you already have a Hulk and you don't see it as a decent upgrade, there's nothing wrong with that. If right now figure collecting or gaming or comics or whatever is about buying the next thing, then your hobby is no longer that thing. It's buying stuff. And don't let that be your hobby. Remember what it was that made this thing your hobby and enjoy that. Figures. Buy a figure you like. I know I saw that. Buy a figure you like. Pose it. Take some pictures. Expand your interest about it. Maybe there's more parts to this hobby you've never yet considered. Try some different things, like find somebody else that is into this kind of hobby or whatnot. Send posing shots of the same figures or other figures. Try some things out. Try camera angles and stuff like that. Explore the photography side of it. It doesn't have to be anything extensive. It could be simple things. Pose them. Play with them a little bit. Understand why it is that you got them. Look back at the details of other figures that you already have. Figure out the good and the bad. Maybe go back to some old collections that you've kind of left in the dirt and consider if the new stuff is starting to get out of hand. Maybe there's some easier lines that you can finish. Or maybe there's something else you could get into if the collection side is the only side that matters. And maybe part of your collection no longer hits the way that it used to, and you could sell that part and put your money into something else. If you're reading comic books and you feel like comics were better when you were younger, and you're just burnt out and you're not liking where new storylines or something like that is going, did you know, and I'm not trying to be condescending, did you know there are millions of stories? You couldn't have possibly read all of it. They're omnibus for stuff that you've never tried. Right now, they're selling things like the Conan the Barbarian original Marvel Year omnibus. They're a Red Sonja omnibus. You could try something you've never tried, like a Slice of Life or something like that in a manga. Something like Genshiken would be fun. Or Suzuka. Or if you really wanted to see something kind of wild, like a jokey slice of life superhero thing, you could try like Empowered. You want to step outside your comfort zone and see something that you've never seen? Maybe something like Sunstone. Maybe something like Bomb Queen. Just a goofy, off-the-wall, no holds barred, ridiculous, fun thing. Maybe give Vampirella a chance if you've never tried it. If you have tried all of these things, maybe dive into a character you don't know anything about. Pick up an Essentials for Daredevil. Not like the well-known storylines. Just grab a volume. 1, 5, 9, whatever. Pick whatever volume. Just grab one. Pay the $20, $30 and run it. Try it. Just read it. You may discover a character you never realized you loved. Try Black Widow. I'm being serious. I've thought about that because in the history that I know about Black Widow, I've never actually sat down and read her comic books seriously anytime she's ever had any run. That would be interesting to me. I might very well enjoy it. I have no idea. Don't let your hobby become something that you are constantly mad about. Rediscover, reevaluate what it is that the hobby is for you. And if, by some chance, this hobby that you have been a part of really is something that it's time to get out of, don't threat that. Sometimes we take a step back. I did an entire video talking about how I had to step out of video games. I still love video games and I still play them, but I am not oblivious to the fact that I made some real stupid decisions in video games that affected me that I had to recover from. I had to leave the hobby, reevaluate, and come back in. And now that I'm no longer living in the FOMO, I just play the games I want, when I want, for as long as I want, and I truly enjoy it. Every moment of it. If you are finding yourself in a state of hobby hate, reevaluate, step back, and try to find what it is that this hobby means to you and get back to the roots. I don't want to see people hate their hobby. Like, honestly. I know I don't want to do that. And I don't. And I would like to see the same for everybody else that is a part of my community and every other community that you could think of in terms of this. And if the community is part of your problem, step away for a minute. Consolidate your hobby or your community. It might do you some good in big ways. Here's hoping. Enjoy your hobbies, guys, because we need them. And sometimes we really need them. Take care. Later on.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.